Well, who is the man on the horse? It's not Napoleon. It is Maelseachnaill II, or Malachy the Great. It was given to Trim to mark its win in the third time in the Tidy Towns competition, and it was erected here in Father Tehan Park, which is very appropriate as Father Tehan was a great leader in the Tidy Towns movement. Maelseachnaill MacDonald was born about 948 in Meath. After the death of Donald O'Neill in 980, Maelseachnaill gained the throne of the Southern O'Neill and became High King of Ireland. He was involved in many famous battles, the most famous being the Battle of Tara, his greatest victory, where he defeated the Vikings. Maelseachnaill pursued them back to Dublin and forced them to release their Irish hostages. Then he issued a proclamation freeing all the Irish slaves in the territory of the Vikings. The freeing of the slaves and the curtailment of further slaving would have had an impact on the wealth and power of the Dublin Vikings and make them less of a threat in the future. No doubt the freeing of slaves could be seen as a calculated political move to make Maelseachnaill popular throughout Ireland. Maelseachnaill was hailed as a liberator who broke the power of the Vikings in Ireland. In 989, Maelseachnaill attacked Dublin and besieged the fortress for 20 days until it capitulated when the fresh water ran out and the inhabitants were reduced to drinking salt water from the sea. At this time, there was a new power growing in Munster, Brian Boru. Maelseachnaill made a truce with Brian Boru in 997, in which they both took control over their respective halves of the country, Maelseachnaill over the north and Brian over the south. In 1002, he handed over his lands peacefully to Brian Boru after he was abandoned by his kinsmen of the Northern O'Neill. Brian Boru was crowned High King of Ireland in 1002, thus overthrowing centuries of the powers of the O'Neill in Ireland. In 1004, Maelseachnaill nearly died after being thrown from his horse. In 1007, he presided over the fair of Chalchu, or Talton, near Kells. Maelseachnaill took part in the Battle of Clontarf in 1014, and this was a battle to control the economic and military wealth of Dublin. Maelseachnaill emerged from the battle as the leading Irish king, and Sitrick retained his position as King of Dublin. After the death of Brian Boru at the Battle of Clontarf, Maelseachnaill resumed his throne and recommenced his interrupted reign. He raided Leinster in 1015. An expedition from Leinster and Dublin was defeated in 1017 at Odoba, which could be Navan or Nobber or Naut. 30 days before his death, Maelseachnaill defeated a raiding party from Dublin at Atboy in Meath. Maelseachnaill MacDonald, High King of Ireland, died in 1022 at Loughinnell in County Westmeath and was buried in Armagh with all due reverence. Maelseachnaill was a patron of poets and the church. Poems dedicated to him included verses on the fair of Talchu or Talton, a poem on the River Boyne, and verses on the hill of Tara. His brother Flaubert was the abbot of Clonmacnoise and of Clonard. The statue in Trim was created by Irish sculptor James McKenna, who was born in Dublin in 1933. He first exhibited with the exhibition of Living Art in 1957. He helped found the Independent Artists Group, who held their first exhibition in June 1960. His Warriors of Banba statue created a sensation when it was exhibited in the Castle Upper Yard in Dublin in 1999. In 1959, he wrote his first play, The Scattering, which was a hit in Dublin. It later transferred to London. It was hailed as a classic of its kind, and it was described as one of the first rock musicals. McKenna was described as one of the major Irish artists of the century. His statue in Trim was unveiled in December 1986 to mark the victory of Trim in the Tidy Towns competition in 1984.